Hey guys, welcome to Stacking the Shelves Showcase Sunday and Mailbox Monday for the weekend of March 7th. I did get quite a few books this week. I really didn't get any books last week, which is why I didn't do a posting. But I got quite a few for review and bought some and stuff this last week. So I'll start talking about them. The first one I got for review is Cold Burn of Magic by Jennifer Estep. This comes out April 28th, and it's about it's a young adult urban fantasy type-ish book, paranormal book, about a girl who lives in a town where monsters dwell. And that's really all I know about it. I really like Jennifer Estep's Mythos series, and I also liked most of her Elemental Assassin series. The last few books haven't been as good, so I'm very eager to see what she comes up with this book. And I got that to review through NetGalley. And I apologize, I had a little bit of a cold going on, so I might be like coughing and sniffling. See? Alright, so the next book I got for review is Dark Air by Faith Hunter. This is a book in the Jane Yellowrock series, and I don't even remember. There's so many books in the series, probably like the 9th or 10th book in that series, I think. Anyways, this is an urban fantasy that features a shapeshifter who has been working for vampires in the town of New Orleans. They've actually been really good. They're more urban fantasy than like paranormal romance. There's a lot of action, a lot of fighting. So I'm looking forward to read this. I really like these a lot. This actually comes out April 7th, so it comes out in about a month. And I think that'll be a great read. And then the last one I got for review is Lionheart by A.C. Gauguin. And this is the third and final book in the Scarlet trilogy. This has been a retelling of Robin Hood, and I won't really say much about it because if you haven't read Scarlet, it would give away some spoilers. But anyways, it's a retelling of Robin Hood that features basically Scarlet, Will Scarlet, or however you want to call the main character. This doesn't come out until May 19th, but I did get this again on NetGalley to review. So all these were from NetGalley this time. Okay, and then I have one more book to review, and I'm actually in the middle of reading this one. This is Headstrong, 52 Women Who Change Science in the World by Rachel Swaby. I got this through the Amazon Vine program, and those who have watched me before know that I'm a chemical engineer by trade, and so I do a lot of science outreach with like kids and in high schools and stuff, and so I did think this was interesting, and I thought it would be a fun thing to read. I just don't see very many books about women in science. And I know everybody's like, oh, whatever, it's not a problem. But truth be told, the number of women going into science, young girls going into science, has gone down. And a lot of times when I do go to high schools and stuff, I see a lot of kids who were excited about science when they were younger, and they just don't care anymore. Especially women are kind of still discouraged from it. So I'm eager to read this and just get some more familiarity with women who were really strong in the science field. Alright, then I did buy 3 books. My son had his book fair at school, which I went in and helped run, but the downside of that is I was around all these books for like many hours, so I ended up buying a couple. I actually didn't do too bad. The cats always have to fight when we're doing a video. Girls, stop it! The 2 little girl cats, they're like yelling at each other. Okay, so the first one I got is one that I have been wanting to read for a while, and I almost picked it up and then I didn't. It's The Peculiars by Stefan Bachman. I think this is supposed to be kind of like a steampunky middle grade type-ish novel, but that's really all I know about it. I know I have read the synopsis previously and thought it sounded interesting. You can see from the sticker, it was at my son's book fair for $1.99, so you can't really beat that. So I went ahead and picked up a copy of it and thought, oh, that'll be a good read. Actually, he picked it up first, and then he was like, oh, I don't know, this looks kind of interesting. And I was like, get it. So that was kind of fun. The other one I bought was an ebook, and a few years ago I read the Cobweb Bride by Vera Nazarian. I don't know, I probably said that totally wrong. But this is the second book in that trilogy, The Cobweb Empire. I have been pretty caught up on my review books, so I've been able to actually read some books in series that I really like that I never got around to finishing. So this is the second book in the Cobweb Bride trilogy. This is a really fascinating fantasy where Death gets mad that his bride was stolen, and he decides he's not going to do his job anymore. And he basically decides nothing is going to die. It doesn't matter how bad it gets hurt or whatever. Everything is going to live. And that includes like animals that you would eat for food and everything else. So it ends up being very interesting. And it's kind of retelling of Persephone. It features a girl named Persephone who ends up becoming Death's champion. And so even though Death is on vacation, she is the only one who can actually bring real death to people. So that was kind of neat. This is another one I got at my son's book fair, which I walked into the book fair and I saw this book and I'm like, oh my God, my son is going to go over there and he's going to want to buy that. My son's 8 years old. And it is this book, Animalium. Welcome to the museum. This is the coolest book ever. It would make a great coffee table book. The whole thing is laid out like you are in a museum. I'm just going to, here's the book. I know you can't see me, but there's the book. And so it goes through basically the creation of life as we know it, starting with single-celled organisms, working up through insects, and ending up with the most complex organisms, you know, birds and mammals. So this is a really cool book. It was kind of expensive, but I think it's one we're going to keep around for a long time, and I really like the information in it, and I'm actually reading. It's a little awkward to read because it's like huge, but it's fun for us to read together and as a family and just kind of sit and look at all the cool pictures and drawings and stuff. It's pretty neat. All right. 3 more books. So I got 3 more books. I swapped these on Paperback Swap, and I use that term kind of loosely because they have a deal where if you swap so many books, you get like a member appreciation thing, and then you can use a credit to get a new book off of their site that they have in stock, and then you do have to pay for shipping. But you know, I have all these Paperback Swap credits, and they're just kind of building up. So I went ahead and swapped these, but they're all new books. The first one I got is The Dark and Hollow Places, and this is the 3rd and final book, I believe, in the Forest of Hands and Teeth. I have not read that series. I really, really want to read that series, and I have The Forest of Hands and Teeth out, sitting on my pile of books to read. So hopefully I will get to this soon. It's one I've really been wanting to read. I've read a lot of other stuff by Carrie Ryan, and I really like her writing. I just haven't read that series. The other one I got from that is This Is What Happy Looks Like by Jennifer E. Smith. She wrote the Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight. I think that's her, yeah. The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight. This is one of these contemporary fiction young adult books that is sweet and romancy and happy. And I really like the I can't say it. The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight. This is kind of the 2nd book she released, and I would like to read this, and every once in a while I just like to read a contemporary young adult fiction that's all cutesy and romancy. I don't read a lot of them, but I do read some of them, and this is one author I have been enjoying. The other contemporary fiction author I've been enjoying is the one who does like Ilsa and the Happily Ever After or whatever, that author, which I'm blanking on. All right, the last book I got through Paperback Swap is Bunheads by Sophie Flack. I know this book has gotten really mixed reviews. I'm just kind of fascinated by ballet, and I'm not really sure why. Like, I took it when I was a little girl, but I never like really got into it. The other book I've read that's a really good ballet novel is In the Company of Swans by Eva Ibbotson, I believe. This is called Bunheads. It's a young adult novel about a girl who's trying to make it in dance, so in the Manhattan Ballet. I think it'll be a fun read. I kind of like reading these young adult books or books about like little areas that I don't know much about because it's kind of fun to learn about them. So yeah, I think this will be fun. I like reading stuff like that, and someday I'll get around to it. All right, so that's what I got for the last 2 weeks. So you can, if you're watching this on my blog, you can comment below. I think there were 4 review books, 3 that I bought, and 3 ones that I swapped. So that's 10 books over the last 2 weeks. I know, way too many books. What else is going on? Not much. We are kind of starting to look at potentially moving into a new house. So if that is the case, I'm watching my blog and I'll be doing giveaways to give away books, just because I have a lot of books and I sure as heck don't want to move books. Books are really heavy. So I guess look out for that. The only other thing for those who don't live in Minnesota, we're having insane weather again. It was like -20 earlier this week. And then today it's supposed to be 40 degrees. That's like a 60-degree swing in like 2 days. And then next week is actually supposed to be in the mid-50s. And like, if you live in Minnesota or another cold state, you know that that is like celebration. Like, we will have all the windows open in the house. We will be out biking. It'll be amazing if we get to mid-50s. It's going to feel like summer to us. So I'm pretty excited about that. That's always a really exciting time in our year. So other than that, I don't have much to say. I hope you guys had a great week of reading and got lots of good books, and that everybody's starting to move into spring and maybe your temperatures are warming up a little bit. We still have quite a bit of snow on the ground, but if we get to the mid-50s next week, it should be all gone in a week or two. So we'll see how that goes. All right, I will talk to you guys next week. Bye.